One of the most controversial figures in the far left is allegedly implicated in a massive voting fraud scheme involving mail-in ballots. Here's One America's Hans Hubbard.
Even as Democrats seek to continue the expansion of mail-in voting, an operation to allegedly carry out electoral fraud is uncovered, reportedly led by a prominent member of the far left. This was revealed in the latest exposé by watchdog group Project Veritas, which unveiled the results of its investigation into corruption within the Minnesota Democrat Party Friday. The alleged scheme consists in the acquisition of unfilled mail-in ballots, either through cajoling of elderly voters or outright bribes within the Somali community. And at its center, Minneapolis Congresswoman and noted progressive Ilhan Omar.
Based upon our undercover reporting, U.S. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, also affectionately known as a member of the Squad, and her campaign may be behind one of the biggest voter fraud schemes in American history. But this time, we have it on tape.
According to Project Veritas investigation, people connected to Omar's team have been purchasing ballots or swindling elderly immigrants to obtain them and filling them out in their name, though not before making sure those votes go their way. The probe was initially launched after the discovery of a video in which a Somali man named Libin Mohammed bragged about holding a large number of ballots filled out in favor of Omar ally Jamal Usman. And though the claims made by Libin Mohammed would be worrying all on their own, as the investigation continued, it became clear this was not an isolated incident, but rather evidence of a much larger voting fraud scheme, engineered and run by high-ranking members of Ilhan Omar's political machine.
Ali is who's deputy director for Ilhan Omar here in Minneapolis, is part of people who are using cash to get votes and use that to make sure that he wins the election. He's very active in the community and making sure that whatever it takes to get her elected by any means necessary.
Indeed, some of the people interviewed by Project Veritas are of the belief Omar's campaign has deployed hundreds of operatives to the streets of Minneapolis, harvesting ballots in a fraudulent bid to tip the balance of the upcoming election in her favor.
It's an open secret. It's not something that, she will do anything that she can to get elected, and she has hundreds of people on the streets doing that.
The scheme, if verified by a court of law, is patently illegal. Minnesota state law expressly bans any single person from collecting more than 3 ballots, and federal law punishes illegally voting for others with up to 5 years in prison for each individual offense. It has earned the condemnation of even some far-left local politicians, with Minneapolis City Council candidate A.J. Arwood calling it tribal corruption, while also doubting the Minnesota Democrat Party would have any true interest in rooting out these practices by one of their most prominent representatives.
It's not right that there's, corruption. It's pretty much an alliance between clans and the progressive left in the city of Minneapolis. Because you have a specific family, which Abdi Wassameh, Mahmoud Noor, Ilhan, Jamal Usman, who just got re-elected, or should I say elected for City Ward 6, all are in the same cousin of family. Like it's clan-oriented.
Hans Hubbard, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.